Welcome to Project Arrhythmia. I'm just kidding, I'm sorry. I haven't been able to record that game lately, so you know what? A speed paint is gonna have to do. Good evening peeps, my name is Scribbs and welcome back to another speed paint. It's been a while since I've done anything speed paint related. I've been very busy, as I've probably stated way too many times in pretty much all my videos. I've been very busy, so times that I could just sit down and spend hours drawing like not only just one but multiple drawings, those are rare. But don't worry, we're getting back into it, so hopefully you guys should be able to see more drawing kind of content. But that's where the hands of fate absolutely screw me over, because that's not the content that's in demand at the moment. Because see, the content that is in demand on my channel at the moment is games like Just Shapes and Beats and Project Arrhythmia. Just Shapes and Beats is a game that's been continuously popular on my channel ever since I picked it up here about a few months ago or something. It was probably one of the best decisions that I made, not just because or for the channel's sake, but also for my own sake, because I ended up really freaking enjoying the game and it really got me into the genre of rhythm games again. Which is always nice when you kind of have that resurgence of a genre, or that genre that you haven't really played in a while, and then you just somehow people bring it back to life. You thought it was dead, but it's back to life, and now you're enjoying it more than ever. That was how Just Shapes and Beats was to me. But because I liked it so much, and because you guys liked it so much, I ended up freaking speed recording and getting all the episodes up, both on like normal and on hardcore mode, and I finished that game up. I ate it up in seconds. It didn't take me very long, and then it was just out of content to make, so there was kind of this loop, or not loop, there was this hole on the channel when it came to rhythm games, and it makes me kind of sad that I didn't have any more I could do in Just Shapes and Beats. But then I found this game, Project Arrhythmia, and I was excited about it because it looked very familiar to Just Shapes and Beats. Now, I know the people who are going to be watching this are probably a part of the Project Arrhythmia community. Don't worry, I'm not saying Just Shapes and Beats is a rip-off. Or that Project Arrhythmia is a rip-off of Just Shapes and Beats or anything. It's simply just the result of a community, or of a really similar community, having so much influence over the visuals of a game, so that's obviously why they look the same. But nonetheless, then I picked up this game and I was wondering how the reception was gonna be, and whether or not if people would actually gain interest in it. And obviously people did. A lot of people just seemed to join in, but not just people who were watching like Just Shapes and Beats on my channel before, but the entirety of the freaking community from Project Arrhythmia just like flew onto my channel, and I've been in contact with them and like talking to them, and I've seen both them and the developer themselves just often commenting on my videos, and that has been an amazing experience, and definitely a first time for me, at least, for me to feel, well, I don't know, I guess influential, because the community and the game is so small, so we're all just kind of like a tight community, and we are all just within reach, so we can always communicate with each other, and it's really freaking cool. But because a lot of you guys have been so nice to me, then I decided that I wanted to give back to the community at least a little bit. Because see, this game is lacking a little bit in its personal identity. Even if I look up a Project Arrhythmia fan art, I won't really find much else that isn't like completely related to Just Shapes and Beats. So I wanted to create some fan art for two people, and two people who I've gotten to know at least a little bit. They've both been active on my comments, but they're... oh dang, okay, I'm almost... No, I got... Eritonati, or basically The Drawer, which I believe is their alias on the actual workshop. And they made one of the first songs that I played, and that I definitely played in like my first episode of the Project Arrhythmia series, and I think it was called Opia, but more importantly it has this character called NOWO in it, and it was like my first real like... or it was what really caught me, because it was just so similar to the way that the Just Shapes and Beats system worked when it came to bosses and stuff, and I just thought that it was so cool, the amount of creative freedom that you had, and that was Eritonati that really like proved that to me. And then the second person that I wanted to thank is someone that I've been really close to, is someone called Lumbud, or Lumbud84 I believe they're called on the workshop. But not only did this person also create a fantastic level with another kind of like creature person or something, like a boss of some sort that I can make a character design of, but they've also been really awesome and helpful when it even came to like side projects, and just being very supportive, and then even like giving me a long list and really introducing me to the game by showing me exactly what kind of levels to play, like they made a categorized list of both the most beautiful, the hardest levels, and they just really helped me out and got me started when it came to actually, you know, having different content to record, so it didn't just record any old level that I could find anywhere. But to thank these guys, and also specifically these guys because they had 2 levels which are very fitting for this challenge, then I decided that I was going to do some fan art of their characters where I turned them into humans. NOWO and LUMI, I am going to be turning into character designs, or like human character designs, but I bet you already know that because, well, we're freaking 5 minutes into the video. That's how long it took me to get that, I guess, intro over with. I'm sorry about that, but it also means we have even less time to go over the actual character designs. So you know what? We're starting off with NOWO. Wait, how do you pronounce NOWO? Do you pronounce Arrhythmia or freaking The Drawer or whatever, the creator of that level? Can you tell me, is it pronounced like either NOWO, NOWO, or here goes my dignity, NOWO? Boy, you let me know in the comments just how I do that. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to make this more minimalistic character design into a human design, and it's actually a challenge that I like doing a lot. I did it for the Just Shapes and Beats one, so I thought, why not do it for this one as well? But I kind of forgot exactly how minimalist this design is. Like freaking NOWO doesn't really have much to them except the sieve-shaped mouth, the different faces they do, and then just the fact that they're a square. That's all they really got to them. So I didn't just have to go into actually analyzing the cube themselves. I had to go through the entire level, and then I wanted to like incorporate that into the character design, because I'm guessing it's all part of the boss battle, so I wanted to take these different themes, like all the lights and the DJing with the retro discs and the sporadic behavior and the way NOWO kind of jumps around on the screen. I wanted to incorporate that all into one character design. So I went for this very cutesy, but at the same time very energetic girl. It's almost like an anime mid-jump photo pose or something. And it was a bit of a trouble to get to work, but the most hard part was definitely getting the face to work, because I was still kind of stuck in this in-between whether or not if I should fully commit and turn them into like 100% a human character, or if I should just kind of go for a midway point. But I went for the midway point. I still turned her into this kind of tomboyish, energetic girl with a square for a head. But it still ended up sort of fitting. It's once again, it's just a square on top of a human body, so it didn't feel that much out of place, as weird as that sounds. I'm just happy it wasn't in the uncanny valley, and it didn't look like weirdly off or creepy or anything. It actually looks like it kind of works with specifically the more exaggerated features that NOWO has. There's also a few more extra features or references that I hid in there, or ideas from her character design. I gave her the more messy hair, basically for the same reason as her energetic pose, to make her seem more crazy. I also gave her the tile pattern on her belt buckle, which is displayed on NOWO throughout several times throughout the level. And then I also actually used the helpers, as I believe they're called, basically like the half opacity transparent boxes, which in that level were a lot of like lamp patterns, because there was these lamps all over the craze, and if you touch the light of them, then you die. So I decided to use those to kind of like add some spotlights in the background of the picture that just kind of shined upwards, and even actually directed your eyes up towards what NOWO is actually holding. Which that's a subtle hint, I guess. You have to play the level and like really, or I don't know, I don't think you'd have to pay attention, but at least know why I put those there. But basically there's this scene where she's kind of like a disc jockey in the party room, and that's also where the lamps appear, and she's just kind of sitting there jamming away. So I decided that she should be holding 2 of those discs, even though they did come out kind of like retro discs, not really those disc jockey discs that you spin around. I don't think that it is recommended that you should spin around vinyl plates, just putting it out there. Moving on to Lumbud's design, then I did want to change it up a bit, despite the characters actually being visually very similar. I mean, they're both squares, they actually both use headphones at one point. Or I don't know if NOWO did, but they were both kind of like, they both have to do with music, it's kind of like a part of their character. So I wanted to mix them up somehow, so I decided that despite the squarey features that LUMI has, then I wanted to move more in a curvy, more smooth, watery direction, which I think would be very fitting for a color scheme which is more like flowing, glowing water. As opposed to the drawer though, the Lumbud was kinda nice and decided to kinda add this OC sheet, or at least this character sheet of some sort, so we can actually confirm that well, we don't know what NOWO is, but we do know that Lumi is female, which helps. And we also get a bunch of other features, such as they're very playful, they're very nice, and they're actually just so nice that they just don't know that they're killing you when you're playing the level, which I think, you know, that's clever. Good on you, Lumbud. But from the get-go, something that was going to be kind of like a core behind this character design would be some hair. I wanted some nice, long, flowing golden locks. Actually not, I wanted some pitch black, dark locks. And here I'm actually taking quite a lot of inspiration from a game that I played called Escape Chasm, where a character kind of like has this very black hair, and then underneath, if you actually look like underneath her hair, then it's very blue. And it's the same with Ryoko from Kill la Kill. I kind of like the two-toned way that like the underside of the hair is some completely different contrast color. So I decided that the top of the hair, or like the outside of the hair, should be pitch black, and then underneath it would be more like her watery flowing color scheme again. An idea that could have absolutely turned out for the most horrible, because apparently for some reason I'm having trouble drawing hair today, but it ended up turning out somewhat fine. I ended up making the hair also that kind of flowy, curvy shape, so you know, I'm pretty happy with it. What I'm not very happy about is the clothes though. I would have liked some more defined clothing, and I even wanted her to actually have kind of like this jewel or brooch that is kind of like those squarish radiating shapes that are seen throughout the level, but I couldn't really incorporate it because I built hair that was I made hair that was blocking it. So you know what, I can only hate myself for that one. So basically the compromise for like a nice suit that still didn't feel too out of place with her wearing headphones was kind of like this yoga-ish like athletic suit in some way. I didn't want her to have a big, thick, heavy dress, since the character design or the character sheet did say that she was very playful and probably also very active. So I didn't want to create like a dress or a long dress or anything that would block her from moving, and that would also be kind of going against the whole theme of water, which is like flowing in motion. So her being active also fits the whole theme of this drawing very well. So as a final compromise, then I decided to just go with these kind of yoga pantsy things. They might be kind of boring, but still the most focus we have is also on the hair and the different kind of like starry features around her. So I feel like I can forgive myself for not going too hard on the fashion this time around. But yeah, I guess that was pretty much it. That's pretty much all I got. Sorry if this video felt kind of rushed, if the last couple of minutes of this episode, or the last half of this episode, was pretty much just me rushing through these drawings. Wasn't really the original plan, but I also just wanted to give some credit where credit was due. I wanted to say thanks to the Project Arrhythmia community for being so active and so nice to me, and so welcoming both in terms of tips and just, you know, inviting me to Discord channels and stuff. That's so awesome of you guys. Thank you so much. One day, when I'm maybe not as shy, I'll probably join you. But thank you so much for the invitation nonetheless. This developer, this community, and these people who just drive behind this need as much motivation and as much cheering as we can possibly give them. So Lumbud, blah blah blah, whatever your name is, or the drawer, I hope you guys enjoyed these drawings, and I hope these represented, or at least somewhat represented, your ideas of what these characters would look like if they were human. But if they didn't, feel absolutely free to tell me how much of a failure I am down in the comments. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, thank you all so much for being patient while I'm setting up my apartment. I'll get some Project Arrhythmia videos out to you as soon as possible, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.